What a day for Max Verstappen, the first ever F1 driver to win 10 consecutive races.
And for more, we can speak live to former F1 champion Damon Hill. Morning, Damon. Thanks for coming on. Just how significant how significant is Verstappen's record?
Well, it's a record. I've never been done before. I mean, there was some debate as to whether or not he was sharing 9 victories in a row with Ascari and Sebastian Vettel, but now that's been put into the bin because nobody's going to argue over 10. He has achieved something no one else has done, and the Red Bull team as well have won 24 out of 25 Grand Prix. So they won 15 races this year. I mean, it's an incredible record. But you can't just put it down to the car. This guy is special. I mean, Max has done throughout his career, from the moment he arrived in Formula One, he's done things that no one else has done before, and he continues to polish off this season. And he had some challenge there from Carlos Sainz and Ferrari and Charles Leclerc, so there was definitely a bit of a race on yesterday as well, so that was good.
Damon, I remember speaking after the Bahrain Grand Prix, the opening race of the season, and saying, look, it could be a really long year if it's like this every week. Did you ever think then that it would be as dominant from Verstappen, but also from Red Bull as well?
No. I think that what we expected to see is that with the cost cap regulations making it more difficult for people who've been successful in the previous season, that we'd see a greater gain from people from behind. But I think it's proving to be more of a problem than we thought. They came into this new regulation season with a dominant car. They got the guessing right. Adrian Newey, the genius designer, experienced aerodynamicist and guy who's won more races virtually than any other designer, I think, in Formula One, because he's been winning since he was with Williams when I was racing. So, they came in, got it right first time. Everyone else has been playing catch up, and it's made more difficult with the restrictions they have on what they can and can't do now. So the regulations make it in some ways more difficult because of sustainability as well. For example, the cars are more reliable because they want to have reliable cars. They don't want cars that break down, so they're less stressed than they were in the past. And so he's stuck there, but until people can come up with a better car, which is probably going to be next year.
And speaking about Verstappen's record, Toto Wolff said that it's not something that would be important to him, something for Wikipedia, and that no one reads it. Do you think that's just sour grapes?
It sounded a little bit like that, didn't it? It sounded a bit churlish and not very gracious. And unlike Toto, I have to say, I think usually he's very sporting, but I think he's hurting a bit now. I think that they know what it's like to be dominated. They didn't even get on the podium. So, for Mercedes, they had just signed Lewis Hamilton for another 2 years contract. He's paying an absolute fortune, I think, for Lewis, and they didn't really feature. I mean, he said we cannot get happy with our position today. We can't be complacent, but they seem to be a bit stymied. They can't seem to work out what to do to close that gap. But then who can? I mean, Ferrari did a great job in Monza. So they've got its feature, it suited their car, I think. But it seems like everywhere we go, the Red Bull has got the upper hand. And we're just going to have to sit and watch this unfold. Can Red Bull win every single race in a season? That's not entirely beyond the realms of possibility.
You touched on it there, though, 2 more years of Hamilton at Mercedes. If you were Mercedes, what do you do now? Do you sort of just try and park this year a little bit and maybe try and look ahead to 2024 and how the next season they can be more competitive with Red Bull? Is that realistic?
Yeah, I think some of the explanation for that is that they can probably have solutions that they could bring forward, but they can't really do it with this car because they were going in a different direction. So this year they kind of changed their design philosophy. They brought back James Allison, who previously was not operating on the racing side. So I think they're beavering away back in their factory in Brackley furiously, and they probably have got a title contender in their back pocket, but they just can't use it this year. It just won't fit on this particular car. So it won't be until next year that we see that.
Damon, lovely to speak to you as ever this morning. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you.